Hi and welcome to Homo Ludens, the channel on history and board games. And tonight we're going to be playing the classic 2000 classic from Bowen / Rachel Simmons, Napoleon's Triumph. Very excited to do this, and to make things a bit extra spicy, we decided to show one aspect of the game that not everyone considers, is that it can be a multiplayer game. So we're going to be playing 2v2. So that's going to be very, very cool. And I would like to thank specifically Alex, who actually suggested that we did this stream, who's going to facilitate the game. And you have basically 4 more or less newbies in the system. So hopefully it will be a great way for you to discover how this game works. And, and we'll try to not play too badly, but expect some poor tactical play. But that should be all in the benefit of illustrating a lot of different rules. I'm super excited to do this tonight. My personal relationship with Napoleon's Triumph has been that I've had the game for a very long time in my collection. I played it once when I was in London. It wasn't a full game, and I thought it was amazing, but really hard to wrap my head around how it worked. And yeah, super excited to try this again. And yeah, I just want to give a bit of time to all of my guests to actually tell me who they are. All of them are from the Homo Ludens Discord server, so that's maybe one thing to consider. If you want to join the Discord server, please support the channel by donating on Coffee. I might or might not have put a Coffee link in the description. If I did, you can donate there and you'll have automatically an invite to the Discord server. So yeah, super exciting to be here. And let's start with you, Matias.
Yes, hi, I'm super excited to be here. My name is Matias. I'm here from Münster in Germany. That's the city from the Westphalian Peace. Some of you might know it.
That's a nice tidbit of history. And actually, that's maybe a standard that is for all of our guests. You need to provide a historical fact about the place that you're living in. So Jan, no pressure.
It's easy enough. I'm Jan from Germany as well, and also from Münster. So
Matthias it cannot be the same fact. You have to find a new one.
I'm not sure there are too many other interesting facts that anyone might know about Münster. Anyway, I'm very curious about this game. I wanted to buy this for a long time, but it's too expensive. And so I'm trying to actually print and play it, because I saw that Rachel uploaded the map on Board Game Geek, if anyone is interested in that.
Yeah, and actually I think that a while ago, before Triomphe at Marengo was reprinted by Histo Games, a lot of people were just printing the map and using the components from Napoleon's Triumph to play the other. So I think there is some overlap there. So yeah, that's the print and play option is a good option. Alex, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm from Milan, and I'm really happy to teach this because it has to be played more. It's a great game. And following Jan, now you have the high definition version of the map. Rachel put it on BGG. And you can play it if you buy 2 copies of Triumph at Marengo. You have enough pieces to play Napoleon's Triumph.
So but you do have to play. You do have to buy 2. But you do have to pay to buy 2 copies. So that's
yes. Then you have Triumph at Marengo and Napoleon's Triumph for around 100 euros, which is much cheaper than just Napoleon's Triumph in the second-hand market.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Actually, that sounds like a pretty decent strategy. Something to keep in mind. Maybe hopefully another publisher will pick it up like Histo Games did. I think that would be awesome. So call for publishers. If someone can do a reprint of Napoleon's Triumph, that would be awesome. Adam, so most people might already know you, but some people might not. So can you introduce yourself?
I'm Adam. I'm from out in the Puget Sound region of Washington. So older history. This is Coast Salish territory, because I'm not from Europe where all the Western history is from. But more recent history, this is kind of the center of wine area in Washington, not where they grow it, but where they make it and sell it. So,
and we can see that you are actually doing some wine tasting while playing.
I got a Chenin Blanc from one of my favorite producers locally. So it's a fun time either way.
That shows the level of confidence from Adam. Like, he can drink and chill out while we play this game. He's the only one with some experience with the game, so that might show. Hopefully I'm on his side because Adam and I will be playing the French, and Matias and Jan will be playing the Allies. And I guess that's pretty much it. I want to thank everyone who's in the chat already. We have Lord of the Board, we have Arnaud, we have Alan already interacting. Super cool to have all of you here. And I guess we can show the game. So we are going to be playing on Vassal. So Vassal is a free software that you can use to play games online. There is a very good module for Napoleon's Triumph. The game is quite specific in the way it works. So I would highly recommend playing it face-to-face on the actual board, but the best way for us to play with players in Milan, in the United States, in Italy, and in France, it's easier to do it on Vassal. So that's the way we're going to do it. So it's not the ideal experience, but at least it will give you a bit of a sense of what's happening. And I guess I'm going to leave you, Alex, maybe explain to us what the game is about and what each side are trying to achieve.
Yes, so this is a block game. So we are seeing the French side, but if you see, there are black squares, so they are hidden to the allies, which are the red ones. And we are playing the day of the battle, December 2nd. There is also a scenario with the day before, but usually you just play the day of the battle. And the game is divided in 10 turns. Each turn is an hour of the battle. And to win, you can have a decisive victory if you demoralize your opponent. So in the bottom left, there is a morale track. Allies start at 27. The French start at 23 of morale. If you bring your opponent to 0, instantly you win the game. And most of the morale you lose when you retreat. With the steps you lose retreating, or with the steps you lose when losing a battle. In battles, usually both sides lose some steps, but as it should be, only the loser of the battle gets a hit on its morale. And also, you can lose some morale. There are a couple of special units. There is the guard infantry, which are the pieces in which the infantry is painted all in white. And then there is also the heavy cavalry, which is the 3 steps cavalry. And when they are revealed for any reason, because they retreat, they attack or counterattack, then when the guard is revealed the first time, that side loses 4 points of morale. And when the heavy cavalry is revealed the first time, that side loses 2 morale. That's for each side. And also, if there is a special attack made by the guard. If you do that attack and lose, you lose 3 extra morale. And the only way to gain morale is for the French side to bring in the reinforcements. But that shouldn't be done because it changes the end game conditions. Because the French starts on the defense side. And to win at the end of the game, if no one gets demoralized, the allies need to control at least 1 blue star. And to control it, they need to have in the area, which is called locale of blue star, they need to have an infantry or an artillery unit, and it has to be it has to trace a road path to the main road, which is the road painted in red on the right side, and up to the exit, which is on the bottom right. For there are 2 exits, red exits. Yes, that's one, and then there is another one. And so you have to trace a path from the star you control up to one of those 2 exits. While you can see there on the Allied side, there are some other colored stars. The French must control none of those stars. But if the French bring in the reinforcements, then it changes. So it's up to the French to control 3 different stars of 3 colors. There are some locales that have the 3 colors, the black, the green, and the red. Others, you need to control at least one of each color. So you might need 1 or more. And the allies need not to control any of the blue stars at the top. So usually you try to demoralize your opponent, and the French don't bring in reinforcements unless they can think they can give the final blow, or they are desperate in terms of morale. But it is a decision for later in the game. At the beginning, it's the allies on the attack side, and the French trying to control them. So this is the goal. Do I want to have a little look at the map?
Yeah, we can probably have a quick look at the map just for people to understand the situation. So of the Battle of Austerlitz, and just for people to understand, Bernadotte and Davout are on the top right here, and those are the reinforcements waiting for the French to be called or not into the battle. But yeah, so do you want to give us an overview of what the map is portraying?
The map is divided in locale, and they are the areas which have a gray segment on each side, and you have some corps, which means that you have more units with a commander, or you have independent units, like the French have some independent units in a locale, and each locale has a square with a number in the middle. That's the number of units, the number of blocks you can have inside that. Usually it's an issue just in the cities where you can have only 4 blocks. And each commander can have up to 8 blocks with him. And you can have units either in the center, in the middle of the locale, and that's called in reserve, or in the approaches, so close to the segments. And you have some icons, and those icons are the penalty for if you attack in that direction. So, for example, you have here a penalty if you attack with a cavalry. And in cities, in towns, usually you have penalties. You cannot attack with cavalry, and you cannot attack in or out of towns with artillery.
And just to be clear, the penalty is for the player that is inside the locale or for the player coming in?
It's for the player coming in. It's a penalty for the attacker.
Okay.
So in that case, if the attacker attacks with a cavalry unit,
so from 120
yes.
to 119, so
Yes.
that would be in that direction that they get the penalty.
Yes, they get -1 in the strength of their attack. While there is a cross, like in 135, there are some crosses. That means that it's impassable. So you cannot go, or there, you cannot move through that approach. And when you have just half cross, like in the town there, it means you cannot attack or defend with cavalry, because cavalry inside towns has some difficulties maneuvering. And also that the symbol of the artillery means that you cannot attack with artillery inside or outside of a town. You cannot put them in a way that they can attack. One important thing is that artillery is the only unit that needs to be in the approach to attack. And it's the only case in which in the same turn you can attack twice through the same approach. First, you can do an artillery attack, and then you can attack with infantry or cavalry. Otherwise, you can do just a single attack. And then you see there are all the roads depicted. And usually in these roads, you can move 2 locales, while the main road, the red one, you can move 3 locales. It's the only exception. And all units move the same. The only difference is that cavalry can retreat without having any penalties, and the cavalry can do a road attack. So it can attack from not only from the adjacent locale, but from one more distance locale.
Great. Well, I guess that gives us a pretty good overview of the battle. Just for you to know, when you're watching, the left is the south, the right is the north. So that's the direction that we are taking. And I guess that's pretty much it for now. Should we start playing? Yes, everyone is ready. Good. I would just answer by voice to Alan's question. Adam already answered in the chat, but just for people to know, This designer did do other designs indeed. So Guns at Gettysburg is one of them. And then you have Bonaparte at Marago, which became Triomphe à Marago, I think, in the new edition, which was recently published by Histogames, which is, I guess, the best way to get one of her games right now. It is in print. It is affordable compared to other games. I'm happy to have Napoleon's Triumph and Guns at Gettysburg, but hopefully I will also get at some point Triumph. That would be awesome. Adam, you've played all of them, or yeah? Do they share a lot of like similarities, or is it more concepts but not exactly the same game? How would you define it?
I think it's almost like it's more like card-driven games sharing characteristics than maybe coin games.
Yeah.
You'll still need to learn the battle sequence in each one. The Guns of Gettysburg one has a lot more chaos to it, for example. But they get elegant over time, and she definitely cares a lot about modeling the conflict in a way that makes sense. But they all use approaches, they all use areas, they all use the block shape. It's a good time.
Great. Well, let's jump into it. And I believe we start with the allies, right?
Yes. Each turn, the allies go first. And also, we are doing team play. So there is a chain of command, and Jan is Tsar Alexander, I guess. So, and Matias is the second in command. So the corps have been split. So Jan can control some corps and Matias some others. And also, one important thing is that you have a limited number of orders you can give. So, and you cannot talk strategy with your teammates. So Jan has to decide how many of his corps and commands to give, and how many to leave Matias without discussing it.
All right.
Alex, if you're playing with like 6 or 8 players, how do you order the sub-commanders?
You do the same. You just you split your commanders, and you make an order of seniority. So there is the commander-in-chief, the second, the third, and the fourth. So the fourth has to hope that the one before left him some commands, some orders to give.
Okay, should we get going?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we, as the allies, have, I think, 5 core commands, but we have 9 cores, so that's a decision right in the beginning that we have to make, which cores we want to advance, and then we have a few independent commands that we can use for individual units.
So Jan, you say that we have to make you have to make the decision.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I'm Tsar Alexander, so that's how I speak. Sorry.
Oh yeah, sure. Makes sense.
All right. So my general idea is I control the right flank, so I want to advance there, obviously, and try to attack the French on their left side. So I would, and Alex, please interrupt me if I make mistakes or if I make do something that's incredibly stupid. I would first try to move one of Bagration's units here out of the core as an individual move. So I guess I take it from, I take it here to the side, and then I would move it up, and I would move it here.
So here you would be using the road?
Yes, I think I will be using the road, because then I would like to do an attack right there.
Okay, so go back.
Sorry?
If you when you want to do when you want to go back with that unit, when you want to do an attack,
I first declare.
You just declare the approach. You don't tell who's doing the attack.
All right.
So the first thing is okay. So that's you're attacking through that approach. Now there is a French unit in locale 55, and that unit is controlled by the player who has a commander closest to that unit. Who is that?
That should be mine. Yeah.
Okay. So if you are attacking, you cannot attack from an 66 because you have no units. So the only way you're attacking now is with a road cavalry attack. Now there is it's up to Adam to decide if he wants to defend or not. So if he doesn't defend, he has to retreat, and if he retreats, unless that unit is cavalry, he will lose 2 steps because you're attacking through a wide, large approach. If Adam says he wants to defend, Jan has to declare a feint because cavalry attacks via road can only be then declared a feint. So he will just move his cavalry in 66, and Adam has to move his piece to the approach because he said he would have defended it, and that ends the attack. So usually you do that because you want to move the other player pieces to different approaches, and then attack from a flank that has no way to be defended. So it's up to Adam to decide if he wants to defend or retreat.
So we talked about doing this.
Yeah. So this is the approach, that is being targeted.
Okay. I'm going to choose to retreat. I do have to reveal my unit when
yes, you have
to
reveal it because you're retreating. When you retreat, you reveal all units. So it's an infantry, and so he can just move.
It's a cavalry. It's a cavalry.
It's a cavalry. Sorry, it's a cavalry. So it doesn't get any. It doesn't lose any steps. So no morale. He just have to move it somewhere else.
Okay. And my unit that attacked, where can I move it? Or do I have to move it? Can I just move it to 66?
Now you have. Yes, and then to 55 because he retreated.
Oh, do I have to move to 55? Or can I choose to? I cannot feint because he retreated.
No, you cannot feint because he didn't defend.
All right.
And you have to show that that unit is a cavalry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured I'd just leave everything revealed until end of turn, maybe.
Yeah.
For simplification, but up to you, Alex.
Yeah. And
makes sense.
Yes. And so you gave an independent command. You could also have give a corp command to the commander, but you couldn't have done it because if you detach a unit via a corp command, it can only move. It cannot move by road, so it couldn't have done a road attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So up in the top right, we marked the command for independent so that we can keep track of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So we noted it here by placing a counter on it. So they have 5 core command and how many independent? 3?
3. So 2 more.
Yeah, good. And they do all of their moves, then we do all of ours.
Yes. So first Jan, then Matias, then Adam, then Fred.
Okay. So I guess I'll just follow up by moving this whole core here, Bagration's core, forward. Just thinking probably...
So that would be a core move that I'm going to indicate here.
I'm just going to move it here.
Big mistake. Big mistake, Jan.
Let's see what you got. Okay, so that's the core command. And I also want to move up Konstantin here in the back.
Yeah.
So I can use the major road for that, Alex, right?
Yes, you can use it. It's like a normal road. You cannot go into the same as Bagration because he already moved there, and so you cannot move by road there anymore. But you can move to the one he started from. So you can move to 67 if you want.
Yeah, because you cannot have 2 core moves using the same road.
Usually, when you move a corp, it prevents the others units.
Yeah.
When you occupy the reserve you cannot move into that.
Okay. So I will just stay at 67 because that's as far as I can get. And then I would also try to, not try, I would move Kolovrat over here. I can move through Miloradovic, right? If I haven't used him, I can move with a road move, or can I not do that?
Yes. So if a locale is not up to capacity, you can move through it even with more than its remaining capacity.
Okay, I can't really quite see the capacity, but it's 20, I think. So
Yeah, you have a lot
no
of
worries.
yeah.
No worries there.
It's 20. It's very large, so you can move.
So I will move along this road from here to 96 and then to 84.
Yes.
And those are 3 core moves. I think I've done enough. Should leave some to Matias.
Great. So I have 2 commands left, right?
2 cores and 2 independent.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I'm on the left side, and I see a lot of traps here. I'm not sure. Because I remember from Marengo that the direct attack isn't necessarily the best option. It's more like you need to maneuver around a bit and try to get into a field from 2 sides. I guess it's the same here, right?
Yes, right.
Okay, let's see. Okay. I guess I would just. I guess Jan, you know already my style of playing. I just do something and see what happens. So I will probably start with how is it called, Doktorov? Doktorov,
yeah.
And okay, I need to announce where he goes. Okay, I need to announce the space first, right?
Yeah, if you want to attack, just say the approach.
Okay.
Or if
you don't move any units. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't say who's attacking. Just say the approach if you want to attack.
Okay. No, I just stay moving. Move them over here. That's the first command. So let me see. Can I? Yeah, maybe start here. This is I probably guess it's a lone cavalry sitting here in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, and I hope I have the rules correctly, but I will check this approach. Let me use this approach here.
Okay. And I will retreat. So I'm gonna turn over the block to show it and to show that it's cavalry, and I'm going to retreat here.
Okay.
Then I must advance, right?
But it could be, I guess it could be a single unit if you wanted.
Oh, okay, maybe I want that. Sorry.
You can detach a unit, and if you detach it, it cannot continue because you can do it as an independent, and then if it's cavalry, it can attack again using one of the 2 roads that continue from that locale. Or you can give a Kemire a command, and you can detach and move to just 1 unit if you want to.
Okay. Then I would detach it and use a road movement. And if I got it correctly, then okay. Let me see. Would use this approach as well. Correct?
Yes. So it's a road attack, and so it will be a feint. It cannot continue, but it's up to Fred to decide if he wants to defend or retreat from 119.
So if it's a feint and I defend, what are the risks?
The risks are you have to declare who defends,
Yeah.
and at least one unit from those need to go to the approach. So that unit that is now in the reserve needs to move to the approach.
Yeah.
Then if he had any other units that could attack another approach, then that unit would have to take losses because it cannot be defended by anyone else.
And I'm wondering if there is an option for him to attack through the approach at 120.
Not at the moment, because Doktorov already moved.
Yeah.
And Langeron is 3 away. So if Langeron was in 121, it could be. And also from Kienmeyer, there is no road that could do that.
So I think I'm gonna. I hope it won't be too much of a mistake, but I will defend. I will align with the approach, and I will remove, turn over my block.
Okay. And you don't have to show it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're defending, and then you have to, Matias, you have to move the block that's attacking. You have to show that it's a cavalry because you did. And then,
but it's a feint. It should be a feint.
It's a feint. It has to be a feint because
it has to be. Okay, great.
Yeah. Then you can choose. You can go to the approach or stay in reserve. Usually, you don't go to the approach because then you cannot. It's not a good idea because then you're open to be attacked on the other sides.
Yeah. Okay.
So that counts as an independent move, right?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so there's one core command left, right?
Yeah, one core command and one independent.
Okay. Okay, then I will use my core command on Kienmeyer and let him follow up.
So Kienmeyer is also taken.
For the initial attack into there, where there was a retreat, that doesn't use any orders at all?
It was the independent.
It was an independent that I marked. Yeah.
It's independent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and since there was a retreat, he could have that cavalry could, with the same independent order, continue with the second attack.
And I guess you don't have any core move left, but you have one independent move left, I think.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, I won't use it right now because, I mean, it's not. Don't know if it's smart to just let a command slip, but I don't see something good to do with it. So for now, I will keep it with that.
Yeah, it makes sense. At the beginning, when you have all the corps together, you don't have many reasons to use independent commands. It will change. So now it's up to the French. It's up to Adam.
I will clean up the moves, show the general situation so far, and now it's back to Adam.
All right. So we have a situation in the north.
Yeah, well, I would say we have a situation kind of everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the situation in the south is your problem. we can't talk strategy. So
yeah, sure.
I trust you to be able to deal with that situation.
That's your mistake. Yeah.
That's very possible. So for these three that are Freds, I probably don't want to go bother Van Dam. Let's keep our stuff coherent. And if we're going to do that, Bessier can do. Is it 3 on the major road and only 2 on the minor road? Is that the deal?
Yes.
But you would need to move off that cavalry first.
Yeah. I'm not super worried about it. So this is here. Let's get the numbers in. In 83 is Fred's cavalry to activate. So
You're not supposed to say that. No one knows it's a cavalry, Adam.
Sure.
It's a secret.
Fred's unit.
Yeah.
See, it's a big bluff, so that I can
Yeah.
call something a cavalry later on that's actually a guard infantry.
Who's Van Damme? Who's controlling Van Damme?
That's Fred.
Okay.
So I've got the 3 on the north end.
Okay.
We are going to let's target this approach.
Okay. Now it's up to Jan to decide what to do. Do you defend? Do you want to defend or retreat?
I think it's quite obvious that I don't want to defend. My retreat option is basically only this, right? Or do we have other options?
You can go in 42 if you want.
Yeah,
Well,
but I
okay.
think
Yeah, that's-
cavalry in a village would be suicidal, I guess.
That sounds. Let me see. But can you even attack me there? He cannot attack me with his artillery because it's facing the wrong direction. Correct?
Yeah, that artillery, if it's not defended, is going to have some issue. But he could, if there is a cavalry in 43, he could attack you by road in 42.
Is anything stopping me from retreating more than once per turn?
You can only no. And if you retreat, then you must retreat. So if you retreated before, you cannot defend anymore. You must retreat with those units that retreated once.
I think I'll take the risky option and retreat there actually, because it looks interesting.
So quick before that, Alex, when I was looking at the rule book, the rules for artillery in Santon is that they can set up in reserve and attack from reserve. But that's an optional rule in part 20. Are we playing with that rule, or are we? Because if so,
we're playing with it
artillery
in the
kind of
approach.
has to set up in reserve.
Alex, you said we're playing with the rule that it is in the approach. Did I get that correct?
Yeah, we're playing with the fixed artillery in the approach.
Okay.
So it can't shoot me then.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I will retreat.
Okay. I will advance in.
So you are giving a corp command to LAN?
That's correct.
Okay.
And then, because 4254 is an obstructed approach, what restrictions does that put on that unit in 42? And when it retreated, it has to reveal, right? Because otherwise it would take losses.
Yes. So the one in 42 needs to. Okay.
Yeah. So given that 4254 is obstructed, does that lock him up at all?
It means that he can attack, but he cannot use any cavalry and reveal it. So it would be a 0 strength attack.
But it's
that
still
would
a
be
valid
successful.
attack.
Yeah, because you cannot defend. So you should do something this turn to avoid losing that artillery.
That seems very reasonable to me. So, Alex, tell me if this is okay enough. I'm going to do an independent off of Murat to get into the Santon, into reserve. Because that's only 2 moves, right? That's reasonable? All right.
Yes. Yes.
You
can move by road.
And then however we want to.
And so you move 2 by road.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
And so that's in reserve. And so if someone attacks from 42 to 54, you can use that one to defend that approach, and so that artillery is safe.
And they can't move up to the approach directly. They have to stop in reserve.
Unless it's a cavalry, they can't.
Okay. And I will not reveal whether or not it is a cavalry. For our purposes, let's get Murat.
So you use an independent command to that. Otherwise, you can't have moved by road. Yes.
Yep. If Murat moves through 72 to 73, that doesn't lock up Van Damme, right?
No. Van Damme cannot move through 73 by road then.
Well, that would be fine. So we'll do
just
Murat
move to 74, let's say, not by road.
Yeah. So that's Murat core move.
Yes. When you are in team play, the good part about the French is that the French have a better command, so they can give orders to all their corps. They don't have to choose about leaving orders to their teammates.
Yeah. And I've got to activate some pieces. So because of the independent move from 63, 64, does that use up the major road?
Sorry?
So I had my independent move from Murat from 63 down to 64 into 54. So this move, right?
Yes.
That uses up the major road.
No, because it's not. It's an issue when when you end in a reserve with pieces, then you cannot move into by road. So if that independent unit moved to 64, then Murat Corp couldn't move via road through 64.
Okay.
Because when you stop in the reserve, it's like you are occupying the road as well. So the corps cannot move through them using road. They can just go inside.
So a little open thinking about the thought process is that I'm worried about a really interesting allied move near the forests that can outflank me if I don't have something over there to deal with it. But leaving Bessières way back here, it makes me sad. So, but I think that's what we're going to do for now, at least. And then the other big thing is, can I cause problems with interesting little feint moves here and there just to force detaching? And I probably can.
If you have some cavalry in 65 or 43, you can do something for Bagration.
Can I go through? I can't go through 55 for that, though, can I? Is that legal?
No, you cannot do that. Yes, that's not legal because it goes first to 47.
Sure. But I can threaten this approach.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is what I am doing. This will be an independent, and then I need to save some independence for Fred, I think. So.
Yes. So now it's back to Jan to decide what to do. So you have to decide whether to defend or to retreat. Retreating a corp in general is bad because all units get detached from the corp. And also, if you have some infantry there, he's attacking from a wide approach, so you will lose 2 steps. Now you have to decide whether to defend, and if you defend, you have to say how many units you commit, and those units cannot be used to defend in other approaches in this turn, and at least one of those units has to be moved to the approach.
Okay.
One additional piece of info, let's say you move 1 unit to that approach. If that's the case, next time it's Adam's turn. If he attacks through that approach, you can only defend with the units that are in the approach, because when there are units in the approach, you have to defend with them. You cannot use units in reserve to defend.
Yep. Okay. So my thought process here is, of course, I don't want to retreat because I want to advance with Bagration, actually, not retreat like a coward. And I think he can only do this move with this guy here in 65, and this is a road attack, and this is cavalry, and so he will feint.
Yes.
And so that means it doesn't really matter. I just have to put a token resistance there, but I have to. It means I have to detach 1 unit to actually defend this. So I weaken my core by doing that.
Yes, at least 1. You can also put more than 1 in the approach. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think I will stick to 1.
Yes.
Let's go with this fella over here. He will defend this approach.
So Adam will declare a feint.
Mm-hmm. And I have to show that it was cavalry to prove that that's possible.
Yes.
And then we will hang out in reserve.
And my guys will be in the approach, right? Like this.
Yeah.
And the other one in Bagration, you can put it together with the other ones because it's not detached.
Yeah, you don't want to split up. Cool. I think that'll be it for my orders.
Cool. Fred, you have 2 independent orders on top of your commanders. So you have to decide what to do with that one in the approach. If you just leave it like that, you will probably get hate from Doktorov.
Yeah.
So you have 2 choices. You can either move it back to the center, to the reserve with an independent command, or move Legrand in.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. The first thing that I'm going to do... I think I'm going to start by 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. The problem is that Doktorov looks pretty strong. So I think what I will do is I will use 1 independent move to move 1 unit from Legrand into this village here in reserve. So that's 1 independent. And then I'm going to use 1 independent move to move that cavalry back into reserve.
Okay.
Can someone mark the moves for me?
Yeah, I will do it. Yes, okay, done.
So that's my 2 independent moves done, which I'm not super happy with, but this is the way it is.
Yeah, to move that unit from Legrand, you had to do an independent unit because the 2 cities are not connected. So you had to do an independent to move it by road to 132 or 119.
Yeah. So I was a bit stuck. Now I do have some core moves, and I'm thinking about... I don't think I want to move Vandamme. Just wondering if I should do something with Saint-Hilaire. So I will let you know, Alex, what I'm thinking about. There is one option that I think is a bit risky, but I could put some pressure on Doktorov by going on Kobelnitz, with the core,
Mhm.
but that will open the road through 107, 94, 93, or 106, 94, 93, opening up the middle. So I'm a bit worried about that. Then again, I could move into 94, but that will open me to both Doctorov and Langeron. And I think I would prefer maybe them to come in and see what I can do from there.
Yeah, 94 has a lot of approaches. It's quite
Yeah, exactly.
difficult to defend. It's open ground for cavalry.
Yeah. And then I'm wondering if I can do something with Legrand, but then again, I'm happy with him being in Sokolnitz, which is definitely a village that I don't want to lose, because that's the entry point to all the blue stars. So my thinking process right now is I don't think I want to move anything, but what do you think?
Yeah, the other option, if you move Saint-Hilaire to Kobelnitz, then maybe you have to move Van Damme on the left.
In 93?
Or 82.
Or 82. I don't think I want Van Damme in 82. But that could be an option. Well, you know what? Let's go bold. Let's put some pressure on Doctorov. I'm going to do a core move with Saint-Hilaire, and I'm going to move on in Kobelnitz. And then I'm going to move Van Damme. I'm going to do 1 and 2 and move in 93. Because I think that Murat, Bessières, and Lannes can do without. They can hold the north. I think it's going to be fine. So those are going to be my moves, and I'm going to go back to the general view so people can see how things change. So for now, we're just, looking at each other. Nothing much happened, but I guess that's the end of turn 1.
And now the commander-in-chief can write an order for their second in command. They can only write attack or defend, and if they want, they can add some numbers of the locales. But since it's huge and they didn't have good communication, those orders are going to be delivered in the next turn, when probably it won't make sense anymore because everything has changed so much.
Well,
this is the only communication allowed in the game.
I really trust Adam's planning capabilities. So I'm pretty sure the order that he's going to give me that I'm going to get a round from now are going to be very, very relevant. Adam doesn't look convinced, which
and
is
also you don't have to follow it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's such a heavy limitation, and Fred's doing great. So we'll see if there's anything that I feel necessary. We get to remove all the commands.
Yeah, I'm going to click enter, and that should clean up everything.
Beautiful.
And now we are at 8 a.m. in the morning, and so also Davout can come in as a reinforcement. Not that it should, but both corps can come in now.
Fred, I think you have to manually remove that independent marker. I think.
Yeah, I'm trying, but I cannot.
You can't right-click it or anything?
No.
Oh boy.
I guess we'll indicate it with a red dot in the future. I don't think it's mine. That's why. I think it's from the other faction.
It's not mine.
No. Well, it's stuck here. That's
Alex,
fine.
can you try to move it? This is in the Allies Independent.
Matias, is it your marker over?
I can't move it either. No.
Well, it's stuck there. That's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
We'll manage just fine.
Yeah, I think it will be okay. Good. So now we can start. Yeah, we can decide to have the reinforcement coming in. That's what you were saying, Alex, right?
You can have you already had Bernadotte available, and now you can also have Davout, but it's a bit early probably. but it's up to you to decide when to bring them in. And they are the only corps that can be given 2 orders in the same turn. So you can have them come in and then give a second order to attack. And they come in through the arrows on the top.
Yeah.
So you can choose. Historically, Davout came on the right flank of the French, on the left side of the map. You can also bring him in on the right side.
Yeah, we have a question from Alan here. I don't have a lot of experience, but based on the limited play I had, that would be really weird playing solo. But
No.
I don't know. Yeah, Alex, I guess you agree, right?
No,
yeah.
no, it's not a solo game. Too many
Hidden information.
Otherwise, it becomes an abstract.
Yeah. Okay, so we are back to the allies doing their stuff. Well, we're actually back to Jan. Jan, you're muted.
Good call. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to the right flank here. So I'm still, of course, thinking about how best to advance here, and I don't like all these probably cavalry units over here and there that
just to tell you, Jan, maybe for to give you a bit of a hint, people in the chat are telling you to retreat. So I don't know. I don't know the game, but people in the chat that seem experienced say Jan is making a massive mistake. He probably should be retreating right now.
Yeah.
So
I think people should stop reading history books. This is not a railroaded game. I don't have to lose.
Napoleon was a master propagandist,
Exactly. Yeah, so I want to somehow deal with these lone units to like keep order on my flanks. So I guess I will try to move one of the corps to this side here. Let me think. I think I will move. Can I move Constantine on the road through here to here, despite the core being there?
Yes, you can, but you can also do it through. Yes, you can do it. You can also do through 57,
yeah,
but you can also go through
do it like this.
Bagration.
Oh, right. I could.
You can, but it's this. You can do it both ways.
So I will do it anyway. Then I will go here.
Adam, can you mark the moves well, so I can keep my camera focused on the?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
And then I'm thinking about actually going offensive here. Mm-hmm. So I have this approach covered, at least for now. No one can attack from here because I have Constantine on my right flank. So I think I want to attack here. So I'm probably
declaring this
approach. I mean, no. Sorry, not this turn. I want to move the corps to the approach. To have a prepared attack next round.
Okay. Yes, you can move as many as you want, but you can move to the approach. Okay.
Yeah, I want to move all of them, I think, because I don't see how I could be attacked.
Yes.
Probably I can, and then I will be a fool.
That would be a good example.
So that was two core moves. I should do something with this cavalry here, I think.
So you did Bagration and Constantine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I aligned you with on the approach, so
that's very helpful.
Yes. That one, yes. If it's attacked from the right side, it cannot retreat.
Yeah. So I have to move this unit. I have to first move here anyway because it's my only option.
Yes.
The only question is if I move further or if I stay put. But now I can be attacked through here, but I could retreat through 44, right?
Yeah,
you have a lot of retreat options.
Yeah. So let's just stay there because I think it's a bit annoying, this unit here.
Okay.
That was an independent command if someone's marking those.
Yeah, Adam is doing it.
Great. And then I will use a third core command. I want to do stuff with Kolovrad again. Do I want to move him here, though? This looks like a trap.
Yeah, open ground for corps is not the best option.
Yeah, the alternative would be to go via road, to go here and then here. Which
Remember,
probably-
the limit is 4.
Oh, but the
Yeah, you
limit
have a
is
limit of 4.
You
Yeah.
cannot-
true,
Yeah,
yeah.
you cannot move all of them there. You have to leave some where they are. There are 6 units. You have to move 4 and leave 2 independent units there.
Yeah, I don't like that too
Alex,
much.
if you're ever overstacked because of retreat, do you just lose as you wish down to the limit, or?
Yes.
Okay.
The one that cannot retreat, you lose all the steps of those. You choose which, and you lose morale for those.
Yeah, because it looks like we have a lot of morale, but actually, based on what you said in the beginning, like it can go down really, really fast as soon as you start revealing units and getting some losses. So I'm I'm quite worried.
It'll be fine.
One rules question, Alex. The stacking limit in the cities, is that only for staying there, or is it also for passing through?
You can pass through.
I can pass through.
Yes, you can, as long as it's not at capacity, you can pass through by road.
All right.
With more
so-
units than what's the capacity left.
I will move Kolovrad here then. And that's all my moves.
Okay.
Okay. So I got 3 core commands left and 2 independent, right?
Right.
Two, should be two core commands.
2.
Yeah.
Okay. That is synchronized to that. Yeah, okay. Okay, 2 core commands and 2 independent. Okay. I mean, looking at Daktarov, he's under fire now for Saint-Hilaire. But also on the other side, there's 119 with these probably cavalry. That's a bit of danger. I should get rid of those first. What I'm thinking about is putting. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. Put Daktarov in the defending in the approach here to defend, because if I see no,
you always have time to defend to go to the approach.
Okay.
Unless you have artillery, usually it's not a good idea to be in the approach. Artillery, because it can attack only in the approach. So yeah, it could be that you get attack from Saint-Hilaire and from 119 to Doktorov, and you have to split. Another thing to consider is that when you're defending from the reserve, you can only turn 2 or 3 strength units. If you have 1 strength unit, you cannot defend from the reserve, only from the approach.
Okay. Okay. So I think I will try to attack this approach here.
Okay. And I will retreat here.
Okay.
Advancing with the retreat.
Yeah.
You have to show your unit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's cavalry, so you won't take any loss. And now, Matias, you have to decide which unit.
Okay, I have to. Follow.
You can do the independent, or you can go with Kienmeyer, or you can also detach someone from Kienmeyer. If you detach from Kienmeyer, if it's a cavalry, you cannot continue because you cannot do it via road.
Okay. Yeah, I think now I have 3 sides that put pressure on 119, right?
Yeah. Well, you can go on with an attack 120, and that has to retreat.
Yeah, that was another idea. So I would, yeah. Okay, I will attack then this approach here.
No, first you have to finish the attack
Ah, yeah.
before.
Okay, so he has to move in 119, right? So
Okay, so you did an
That's
independent
An independent move.
I just want to. I have to do that, right? Or
no, you can also go with the Kienmeyer.
with Kenmaya.
You must
you
use
can-
an activation. Is
Yes,
that right, Alex?
Yes,
Yeah.
it has either to be an independent or a corpse
Okay.
activation. You can do an independent with that unit, or detaching a unit from Kienmeyer, or move Kienmeyer.
Okay, I will try it with this one, with Kenmaya
Okay.
and putting here, and then attacks this approach.
Okay, and Fred, you have to retreat because your that unit already retreated. You cannot defend now.
Yeah. I'm thinking
So you can
just
go
about...
to 121 or 136.
I'm gonna go in 136.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I retreat back in 120 if I get attacked from somewhere else and 120 is still empty?
If it's empty, yes.
Okay, then I would go in 121.
Okay.
121 is a bit oddly shaped, right? This is all this. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe no, I will go to 136. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What?
It cannot be an attack via road because there is no road from 135 120. So it has to be it can only be the unit in 135 to do that attack.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be an independent.
And so it's
even
an
if
independent.
faint.
Yeah. You cannot feint because he retreated.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you can feint only if the defender defends.
Okay. I will deal with this one later, I guess.
Okay, so you're activating the unit in 135 and moving in 120 to complete the attack you were doing.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so I've got one independent, one core command left, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking about, if it's correct, attacking this approach. Okay, it is this approach here.
I don't think that's possible.
Yes,
okay.
that's not possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would be a third step away.
Yes. If there was a road from 108 and then connected
to 95 and then
to
here,
that approach, yes.
Yeah.
But
in this case, you go from
because
here to here to here.
Is 3 away. Yes.
Okay. Okay. But I think then I will take Langeron and just move here.
Nice.
I'm not sure. Let me check. Is that a good idea? It's okay. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure what to do with my. Okay. Just to I've one independent command left. Can I move to 95 somehow? I didn't get that one. I thought there's a road connecting it from 108, 107, and 95.
Yes, so you can move it to 95 or 94.
Okay. Okay. I have it here at 95.
Okay.
And that'll be your last independent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the allies are getting aggressive.
Yeah.
That is their situation. All right. So then for us.
Now it's up. Yes.
Is there a good way to crack the egg over here? Is the big question.
It's a big egg.
It is a big egg.
Like it's an ostrich. Yeah, it's not your. It's not one of those cheap American eggs that you find in supermarkets right now. It's a big one.
Yeah.
I think we'll use an independent to cut this person off lawn and move them to 42. Somebody on the Austrian side can go ahead and mark orders if you don't mind.
Yeah, I will do that.
So that's one independent move. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll use Lon's court move to move them to 65.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Bestia is going to come into 64 with their court move.
To 55 from 64 to 55. Yeah.
No. We're not going all the way to 55. We're just going to 64.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's a shame, though.
I mean, you can feel free to come on in. We tried to make it nice and cozy for you.
By running away. Yeah,
it looks like a 55 looks like a really cozy spot.
That's right.
Thing. Yeah.
That's why you're leaving, right?
That's right. Well, we had to warm the ground up, it's very important.
For the folks watching, it could be that Bagration had the artillery, and so it could fire with the artillery from the approach to 55. That's why Adam is moving away.
Don't need to take any losses we don't want to. And then because Van Dam moved, 83 is equidistant between us now. So the cavalry there is the unit there is my responsibility, right?
The one in 83?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah, only you can move it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Murat is controlling it or Lan.
Yeah. So between my two independent moves, I need to figure that thing out.
You already did one independent move, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That was going to be necessary. I can't cede control of 83 to Fred. That's the way that works. Because it's tied and I'm the
No. And also you have two. You should move both Murat and Lan away. Yeah. Lan you already moved, so there's no way.
Yeah.
What could be if Fred moves Van Damme to 82, then he can give the order in his turn.
And he would take over it just in the middle immediately. We don't have to worry about tracking. Awesome. Okay, that's good to know. Then I think we'll worry primarily about 75 because that is a more interesting time. And we will just take them. Do I have to? If I don't use 3 independent orders, is Fred going to have something to do with them? This unit that retreated into 136, it will be able to do things again when Fred takes action, right? It's not locked in retreat state at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
He can activate.
I think I'll pass turn at that point. Ooh. Let's get we're gonna be weird. I'm gonna take Murat into 85.
Oof.
That looks interesting. That's good.
Whoa. Okay, I didn't expect that.
Let's play a funny game. How about that?
Oh God. Okay.
The French are not watching.
And that's Murat's activation. And then I pass to my subordinate.
Good. Then I will subordinate. I'm going to declare an attack on that approach. Oh, wait a minute. Can I? Here. I can't use this thingy thing. Here it is.
Yeah, you have to drag it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm declaring an attack on
Matias,
136.
You have the microphone muted, Matias.
Sorry, I will retreat back here, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Just show that it's a cavalry, so you don't take losses. Okay.
Nice.
So 1 independent.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 independent.
You can hide it, Fred. You can hide your unit.
Yeah. But it was already revealed, that's why. But I'm gonna turn it over, and then I'm going to declare an attack on this approach. So does this unit have to retreat?
No. That
No.
unit cannot defend.
Okay, it cannot defend. Perfect.
So if the other units defend, then that unit stays there, but it cannot defend because it retreated. So it's up to the units with the Kemmire to decide if they want to defend or not.
Yeah, I guess if I retreat with a core, that's not a good idea, right?
They are in reserve. If there is artillery, it gets destroyed. If there is infantry, since it's attacking from a narrow approach, it loses 1 step and 1 morale. If it's cavalry, it won't lose anything, but they will get detached. So Kemmire will only have 1 unit, and the other unit will become independent.
Okay. But yeah, defending.
If you defend, you have to move 1 unit at least to that approach.
Yeah.
So it is detached either way, right? So if you only use 1 unit to move there, it is detached anyway. So whether you retreat and detach it or detach it and keep it there, it's the same thing.
Yes. You will detach it from the corp unless you move all the corp. But having Legrand and the other unit there, it's not a good idea.
But do you take a morale?
Sorry?
Do you take a morale loss if you retreat with a core?
Only if you lose steps.
Okay.
So if there is artillery or infantry there, yes.
Yeah.
If it's all cavalry, he won't take a loss.
Okay.
Okay. I can only retreat to 105 from there, right?
If you want, you can also retreat to, yes, because he's attacking from 135. Yes, only to 105.
Okay, I guess I will retreat again. If I got it correctly, I hope we don't lose morale, but I will retreat. So, and moving to the side. So that means Kemmire will detach this unit, right?
Well, yeah, reveal all the units so that people can get an idea of what's going on.
Turnover block. So they're all cavalry.
Okay, so you won't lose any morale and any steps because it's all cavalry, but you get Kemmire remains with just 1 unit, and then you have 2 independent units. Yes.
Okay, and they all go to 100 and what was it?
105. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Nice. So this unit needs to go to 119.
So 1 independent move.
Yes, and you have to show that it's a cavalry. And this is your 2nd independent move.
Yeah.
Since it moved to the reserve, Legrand cannot move via road through 119.
So I could decide to move into an approach?
Yes, if you want. You can move. You can continue to an approach where there is a road connected to the one you are coming from.
But no, I think I'm fine actually.
Usually, there's no reason to have cavalry in approaches unless you are You need to defend.
But I think I'm good. Now I'm going to do a core move with Van Damme, and I'm going to.
Sorry, just one question for future turns. What are now my? I'm not sure about if I'm now in this situation. How can these do these cavalry have any chance of defending if they are just 1? If they are just the one step?
If they are in the reserve, you cannot defend with 1 step unit. I mean, you can nominate them but you cannot turn them. So it would be at 0 defense, and it would be suicidal. They can defend if you move them in an approach. Then you can use them to defend, but it's not really a good idea. Those cavalry are more to make feints and have the French committing units to the approaches.
Okay, so I'm a bit, yeah. Okay, that's it.
Okay, so I have one independent move left, right?
Yep.
But I need to. So I want to move the one in 83, but I need to move it, to move Vandamme to actually being able to move it.
Yes, you have to move Vandamme closer to 82 or to 83.
So I'm going to move Vandamme in 82. That's going to be my core move. And then I am going to declare an attack on this approach.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have to decide whether to it's better to defend usually with a corp.
Yeah. I guess this time let's defend it. Let's see.
Yes. So you have to decide how many units you want to commit. So it's a wide approach. So you can defend with up to 2 units. You can also counterattack because you are defending. But you also have the risk if you commit too many units. If you commit all your units, if Saint-Hilaire has some cavalry, he could attack you, and you would have no defense. So you should leave someone back just in case there is some cavalry with Saint-Hilaire.
Yeah. Okay, I will commit. Oops. At least this. I go with 3. No, 2. 2. That's 2 should be enough.
Okay, at least one of those 2 you have to move to the approach.
Yeah.
Then afterwards, if it's a feint, yeah, you're not moving them yet.
Okay.
So now it's up to Fred to decide if he wants
turn
to
over
go
the
on with the attack or if it's a feint.
And indicate that it's a feint. So one of those units needs to be on the approach.
Yeah. You don't have to show the block.
Oh, okay.
Because you're not
I'm adjacent. Yeah,
yes,
sure.
You're not doing a road attack.
Yeah.
So it's a feint. So now, Matias, at least one of those 2 you have to put to the approach. You can next time he attacks through that approach, you can only defend with the units you are putting now in the approach unless you move them back later. Because you can defend from the reserve if there are no units in that approach. Otherwise, you can defend only with the units that are in the approach. And so you can put 1 or 2 of those units there.
I put 1.
Okay.
Because I'm a bit afraid of Saint-Hilaire, but yeah,
that's the game.
Okay. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
That was your last independent command, right?
Yeah, that was the last independent command. So now I should have 2 core move left.
Yeah, so importantly, Saint-Hilaire could detach move a cavalry to do that kind of a feint. Is that right, Alex?
Yes. No.
Not with the
Because
core move?
when you detach a unit, it cannot move by road.
Okay.
So you cannot. It cannot be done because yes.
Yeah. So there was no risk that I would do another attack.
Yeah, actually no. Yes.
Except if Saint-Hilaire was all cavalry, right? Couldn't he then do it with a core?
If it's Saint-Hilaire was all cavalry,
Yeah,
he could have done a corp attack.
Yeah.
Or just 1 cavalry and move Saint-Hilaire just with that cavalry, for example, with leaving behind all the other units.
Okay, I'm gonna try something. It might be a bit risky, but I think I'm going to move Le Grand, and I'm going to move in 119.
Mhm.
And I think that's all of my moves.
Yes, you can move Saint-Hilaire if you want, or you can end
So
there.
the reason I'm not moving Saint-Hilaire is so I'm worried that Langeron will come into 93, but I think that might be a bit risky because then I could attack from 82 and 104. So I'm thinking he probably won't make a move like this, and if I keep him in 104, it helps me keep pressure on 105 and Doktorov. Ken Meyer is working anyway, so that's my main thing, and I'm trying to like close in on. So it might be a risk, but I think I'm going to keep Saint-Hilaire right there.
Yeah, you can also attack in 105, but it has pros and cons. It's not a straight decision.
Oh, attacking now on 105.
Yes, just to let him commit 1 or 2 units to the approach.
And it could be a feint from my part.
Yes.
Even if it was infantry units.
Yeah, you can always feint.
Yeah, okay, but then I will do that as my last move. I will declare an attack on that. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know what happened, sorry. I'm going to declare an attack on this approach.
Okay. Now, Matias, you can also only defend with the units from Doctorow, the other treated there.
Yeah, and it's a narrow approach, correct?
Okay, yeah. So this is what happens. You choose how many to defend, and then Fred can declare a feint or keep on attacking. If he attacks, you have to turn one of the units that you said would have defended. Then Fred has to say who's attacking and turn one of his attacking units. And then if you want, you can counter-attack if you are losing. And then you can turn 1 or 2 units of that corp if you declare them as defenders. And the units you turn for counter-attack lose immediately 1 step. So they should be at least 2 steps. But they add and might make you win the defense. So
okay,
you commit at least 3, probably, because it's the end. You cannot be attacked somewhere else. And at least 1 of that you have to move, even if it's not a feint. If it's a feint, you will have 1 to move to the approach. No, don't move them yet.
Don't move it yet, yeah.
Yeah. So you're declaring that you're defending with those 3. One more information. If it's the strength is even, then wins, unless the defender is defending from the approach, then who is attacking with more units wins. So it's 4 units versus 3, 4 units win. But then if it's again a draw, the French win.
If he's defending with 3 units, I'm actually tempted to go on with the attack.
Yeah, he can counterattack. He can turn 2 more units to counterattack.
But it could. Oh, and it could be one of those cavalry, right? But those cavalry wouldn't help anyway because it's a village with a counterattack.
Let me see. Yes. But let's say that you have 3, which is the maximum. He could turn a 2, and then if he has 2 other 2s, 2 strength of the same type, he can turn them. And they become 1 and 1, and so it's 4 against 3, and he wins. So it's quite difficult to win attacking.
Yeah.
Unless you have, unless the other one has no one in the approach to defend.
Yeah, and I couldn't attack with 2 units.
No, because it's an arrow approach.
Yeah. In that case, I will declare a feint.
Mhm.
And one of those units will have to move into that approach.
At least one.
At least one.
Yeah, consider that next turn, if you don't move it from that approach, if Fred attacks again, you won't have other units there defending, so you won't be able to counterattack.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. That gives me interesting options afterwards. So I think that's gonna be my last move, if that's okay. So that
and how many pieces do you move there?
So I would put one there, but then I need to remember that I kind of need to move it away from there definitely next turn, right? So
yes, you have to use an independent move to move it back.
I keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And Dr. Ov, you should clean up.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean it up for you.
Yeah.
It's a bit messy.
Bit messy.
And then we can send our commander messages.
Yes.
Fred received mine psychically, so it's already taken care of. But
oh, did I?
Oh yeah.
What is? Did you send your order via Discord?
No. I'm sending it in the private channel on Vassal.
In the private channel on Vassal.
Like a pro.
Wow. Cool move.
Here I Stand is really good on Vassal, so I have that much Vassal experience.
So wait a minute. Where can I see it? Private?
Find it? You gotta right click me in like the server things and then go to private channels.
Okay, let me see. You're here. Where is Adam? And I go to private messages.
Yep.
Oh yeah, sure. But that was a given. I mean, the opportunity was too magnificent for me.
I was just testing our connection. That's really what we're doing.
We're definitely aligned on this. But
calibrated, in sync.
Yeah, definitely in sync. But that's quite a spicy position to be in.
I like it. It's more interesting.
I think it's interesting because I did in the south way better than I expected. But the north looks really complicated. So that's gonna be
a time.
Yeah, quite something. And the problem is that in the south there are 2 big cores that are still in reserve, ready to move in. So that good position might not stay for long. So I guess we'll see.
So we go to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And end turn to clear marks.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the real battle, the south was Napoleon put a weaker south, so it attracted all the units. Then Davout came in to support, and while all the Allied corps was moving south, it attacked from the north. Yeah, but in this case, the north of the Allies is staying north, and it's much stronger.
Matias, you can hide those units, the Kienmeyer broken one. And we have Mark Herman in the chat. Hey Mark, hope you're doing well. I'm not surprised that you like this game a lot. Not surprised at all.
All right. And at this point, if we wanted to, even the past 2 turns, we could have brought Bernadotte. Oh, I already moved it to 9 o'clock because we should be at 9.
Yeah.
We could have brought Bernadotte in at any point, and as of the last turn, we could have brought Davout in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
You have it's your choice, and when you bring in one of those 2, you get a bump of 4 in morale. But then it's up to you to win at the end of the game.
Yeah, we have to push hard to the east, right? Yeah.
Yes. And when you bring them in, it's the only situation in which you can give them 2 commands in the same turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can write an order for next turn.
Yeah. Of course, Mark, I'm still talking to you. That's such a weird idea.
Order for Fred for next turn. That isn't going to be completely invalidated by his moves right now.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's really challenging, yeah.
Well, they could be invalidated by our opponent's move. That's the thing. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here, but happy with the situation. Yeah, we're 1 hour 40 in. I'm wondering, just a question, how available? So Jan, you're a young dad, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess it's not easy for you to be available during a weekday.
I mean, the evenings or the nights are the most quiet. So I'm
so
available now. I'm not usually available during the day so much.
but you could be available during an evening during a weekday in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Is it the same for you, Matias and Adam?
Yeah, I guess we can arrange something.
Yeah. Adam, that would be afternoon for you. That might be tricky, or you think it's
On some days would be less trickier than others for sure. I have a relatively flexible work on Thursdays and Fridays, so
okay? So we could aim for Thursday. And Alex, would that work for you? Because I'm thinking I'm wondering if we start another turn, that's going to be 30. Yeah, a good 30 minutes. And I really want to keep playing this and see where it goes. So I was wondering if you're all up for part 2 coming either this week or next week on a Thursday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that works. Cool. Okay.
Yes.
Well, in that case, if that works for you, I'm happy if we leave it here. And then we plan for another session on a Thursday night in the coming 2 weeks. And yeah, if that's okay, I hope that people watching had some fun. I think it's a good idea. I would say that there are some good visual player aids on BGG that you can download and have in front of you while we are playing, just to figure out what's happening. I think that's also a good way to. Oh, and I'm going to put you in full screen. So those are the ones. They are extremely good. So, and yes, Mark, they are not supposed to see the French forces, but I hope they are not watching the stream. Obviously.
Why would we watch the stream?
Yeah, exactly.
No reason.
No reason. So no, they don't see it. You see the French side, which is Adam and I's side. But yeah, so if that's okay, we'll do it there. And before we end the stream, Matias, Jan, it was your first 2 rounds of Napoleon's Triumph. I would be curious to hear your thoughts so far. Then I can see next session if your opinion evolves. So maybe we can start with you, Jan.
Yeah, sure. So I have played quite a bunch of Triomphe en Marengo. Which is, I mean, I thought it would be more similar. It's not exactly similar in the mechanics, but it is very similar in the feel of it and in the maneuvering. And I've really enjoyed that game. And so I find this here as well. It's like very, you can try to be quite clever with your moves. And I appreciate that. Of course, I'm not doing that at the moment, but I'm very curious to find out what happens when armies actually clash.
Which didn't happen yet, and that's the thing that I wanna see. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be at 9 a.m. right? I would be surprised if at 9 a.m. we didn't start having some actual combat and casualties. So that's going to be an exciting, this was just the approach to battle, almost in a way. Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens afterwards. And you, Matias, what did you think?
I absolutely love this design. It's the same with Triomphe en Marengo. I really love this simplicity, and it's not like you have these big tables with dice roll modifications and stuff like this lying around, which you need to consult frequently, which makes complicated decisions. It's just the board and the units and the options you have that make it really clever what you have to think about and how critical these decisions are. And it's so super simple when you just look at it from what the game needs to be played, but it's already super tight, I guess. And I'm really curious what will happen in the left corner. I guess that's a bit will be interesting.
Yeah, well,
But
I think the technical term, Matias, is that you're in a bit of a pickle.
yeah, but maybe that was part of our bigger plan. Who knows?
Exactly. Maybe like you were aiming for the pickle, and who knows? Who knows you can do great things with pickles. So I think that's a good point. But that's going to be quite interesting. Okay, but yeah, pretty excited. So let's plan for something on Discord for Thursday night. So you hear it first. We're going to have a part 2 either this Thursday or next Thursday, and there's going to be blood. I can tell you that. Like the units are close to each other. It's going to be really tense. The approach is here. Let's see what happens. So remember to subscribe so you don't miss it. And then I can tell you that next Sunday, I will be playing 1989 with Ava. So really excited about this. I love this game. She loves this game. It's going to be a fun time. And hopefully she will let me play the communist. Who knows? Yeah, it would be great. So Sunday night. So subscribe to don't miss that either. And if you want to support the show, be part of the Discord and meet with great people like Alex, Jan, Matias, and Adam, you can donate on Ko-fi and you will get an invite to our Discord server. Super excited about this. Once again, Alex, I would like to thank you for facilitating this. It was great to have you suggest this and make sure that it happens. I really, really appreciate that. That's really awesome. And yeah, really excited for part 2. Have a great evening, everyone. Everyone that was in the chat, it was great to have all of you. It was fun to have you, Mark. If we were doing it on Thursday, Mark, I hope that you'd be there on time to actually follow and give us some insights on your games that you were having with Peter Perla. I would be curious to hear more about this. And yeah, have fun. I guess watching baseball. Yankees is a baseball team, right? Adam, can you confirm? Good. I have no idea. You have weird sports that don't make any sense, but looks fun. Maybe one day I'll go to a baseball game. But it was great. Thanks to all of you, and see you either this Thursday or next Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.